Welcome back, guys. Lovely night here. Just having a stiff drink to calm my nerves. Whew. So we have just had a small house fire. Luckily everyone's alright. It could, to be honest with you, it could have been really serious. So that drone that I've been going on about, I was charging the batteries. They've been charging, it says they take 5 hours to charge. They were plugged in. One was plugged into its charger, which is like a 5-volt USB cable, and the other one was just sitting next to it waiting to get charged. And I checked it earlier on and it had been blinking a blue light saying it was charging. For ages, normally after about half an hour it goes on to the second blue light, so you know it's the battery charging. So this is like an hour and the light was still blinking. Anyway, left it, never thought anything of it. Charged them maybe 3 or 4 times before, no problem. I was up in my daughter's room putting her to bed. She was just about to go off and I heard a massive bang. Jen, my wife, was downstairs. I'm just telling you what I heard. I'll tell you what happened when. Anyway, I'm drinking fortified wine to calm my nerves because obviously I had a bit of an adrenaline dump, so I'm a bit shaky. I can laugh now, but I tell you what, that was friggin' terrifying. Especially for my wife. I mean, she's in bits. She's still shaken up. I'll show you the aftermath in a minute. So great big bang. Now the doors have been slamming. It's been a really hot day, so we've had the doors and windows open. So the doors have been banging in the wind. So I thought it was the door slamming. It was actually one of the drone batteries exploding, right? So cut to Jen's bit just before the drone battery exploded. She's heard a sizzling noise in the kitchen. So we've got it's like a wooden, like a butcher's block kind of thing. It's like a cheap butcher's block with it's got a drawer. We use a separate drawer for cutlery because the mice were getting into our cutlery drawer under the sink, so we thought it was best to just block that drawer off and use a different drawer for cutlery, which we do. So we had this butcher's block up against the wall. There's a 2 double plug socket right next to basically where it is, and my daughter's jackets hang off it, her school bags and that kind of thing. So I'm up in her room settling her off. She's just about to go off to sleep. Here's this massive bang, and then I just heard the wife shouting, "Jamie!" So I rushed downstairs. I'll tell you the wife's bit. So she's heard a sizzling noise, gone in to where the batteries are on charge on top of this wooden thing. They were actually on top of a plastic kind of organizer that we use for my daughter's like hair bands and just bits and pieces. It's just an organizer for stuff. They were sitting in there getting charged on top of the butcher's block. So she heard a sizzling noise, went obviously to the battery because I told her luckily I told her they were charging, because I said, "Oh, it's a lovely night, I'll fly the drone tonight, I'll charge the batteries." And she took the battery off the top of the plastic thing and laid it on the counter because she said it was red hot, and so she was obviously coming to get me. And just as she's left the kitchen, it's basically exploded, and I mean exploded, because there's shrapnel marks all over the kitchen. Luckily nothing's burnt. I won't show you inside. Nothing's burnt inside, luckily. Anyway, so that's happened. So she's whizzed through to the living room and shouted up to me. I've absolutely bolted down the stairs. She's gone up the stairs to get my daughter. And then I've come into the kitchen and just been confronted by, like, I don't know if you've ever seen a battery fire, but I tell you what, it's pretty rapid. Obviously, if you think about what a battery is, there's acid in it. There was a plastic housing, you know, there's electronic components which have gone basically molten lava. And wait till I show you the battery, it's completely gone. So this, it's shooting up, it was basically shooting like a firework, shooting up like a 6-foot flame. Luckily, I have a powder fire extinguisher on that butcher's block in the kitchen, just in case we ever have a fire. But it meant I had to kind of reach down underneath the butcher's block while it was on fire to grab it. But I mean, I've had the thing 10, maybe 15 years, and pulled the pin and it, bang, she was away, she went, and it just no bother. The only bugger is if you ever let off a powder extinguisher inside, it's like working in a talc factory. There's just powder everywhere. I've just spent like an hour, well, I went down to get a stiff drink, that's a sherry. I know, my granny. So I spent like an hour cleaning up. Poor Jen, she's rattled. She's all right now. She got Lucy out straight away, out into the front of the house. I'm not kidding. The house filled with smoke within about, I'd say, 45 seconds. It was just rapid fire. Anyway, I managed to blast it off. Powder fire extinguisher, they're really good. Obviously, you need them for electrical fires. Managed to put it out. I got a lovely barbecue and tongs and spatula set for my Father's Day. They were at hand, these long tongs, and I managed to pick this. The battery was absolutely red hot molten lava. Honestly, I've never seen anything so red hot in my life. I managed to get it with the tongs, pick it up and throw it outside. So I'll show you. I'm looking at the butcher's block. We've had to take it out because it just smells of stinking plastic. I'll show you the where it burnt anyway to begin with. So you see all the, it probably wasn't even on that wood for more than a minute, probably less than a minute. You can see all the little specks where the hot bits of shrapnel have just exploded, and I mean that's all over the kitchen, like on the fridge, on the microwave. All my daughter's stuff, that bag's ruined. That's all little melted specks. That could have gone up. These two bags are ruined. That's what it was sitting on, and the wife took it off of there and put it on the table, and you see it's melted the front of there. So this is the powder, fire extinguisher powder, brilliant. I'm a bit of a, like I said before, I'm not a prepper, but I like to know I've got something when I need it. I mean, everything's ruined in there because the powder just completely ruins everything, but they put the fire out, so that was the main thing. So here's the charger. So this charger's my charger. That wasn't plugged into the batteries at all. That was just sitting on top of this here. That's the factory charger. Completely ruined, completely melted. Look at the battery, it's absolutely fried. So there's your circuit board, and I take it that would have been your panels. That powder does an amazing job. If you haven't got a powder fire extinguisher in your kitchen, get one now, because it just completely snuffs it out. So, just word of warning, I'm not going to diss that drone because the drone's amazing, but I mean, that may have been a damaged battery. I got 2 batteries in that kit. I've not crashed the drone badly, so I've only flown it like 5 times. I don't know what happened with that battery. It's been a really hot day here. I'm just wondering if just the heat inside the house, and it's in the kitchen while we're cooking, plus the heat of the battery charging has just got too much for it, and it's just blowing up through heat. I have no idea, but yeah, that was pretty scary. Like I say, no damage to the house or people, thank goodness. I mean, my wife was real lucky because she had that in her hand about 5 seconds before it blew up. But yeah, thought I'd just do a little I was going to say quick video, but it's turned into like 10 minutes. Get yourself a fire extinguisher into the kitchen, especially a powder one. I mean, I've had that one. It's a kid fire extinguisher. I've probably had that 15 years. And just, in fact, when we were cleaning out the kitchen about a month ago, I thought, oh, this thing won't work, I'll just bin it. But I thought, nah, I better not, I'll keep it just in case, and thank God I did. Anyway, that's that, guys. I hope everyone's well, enjoying the nice sunny weather, and we'll see you in the next one.